There is a silent force moving through every human life. It cannot be touched with the hands, yet it shapes every moment. Some people search for wealth in crowded places, endless struggle and constant competition. They believe riches only belong to the strongest or the luckiest. Yet the deeper truth is far quieter. Wealth begins long before coins enter the hand. It begins in the hidden garden of the mind. A fearful mind pushes abundance away. A restless heart cannot hold prosperity for long. But a peaceful spirit attracts opportunities like flowers attract the morning sun. This is the silent law many fail to understand. Life responds not only to action but to inner belief. The world outside becomes a mirror of the world within. Look closely at those who suffer endlessly. Often their thoughts are filled with doubt before the day even begins. They wake expecting failure, betrayal, and scarcity. They speak of lack with great emotion. They water the seeds of fear every single day, then wonder why their lives grow heavy with hardship. The mind is like fertile soil. Whatever is planted repeatedly will eventually bloom. If a person constantly says, "I am unlucky," the doors of opportunity slowly close. If one believes nothing good comes to me, the spirit becomes blind to blessings already approaching. Faith is not merely hope. Faith is the deep certainty that life is preparing something greater, even before the eyes can see it. A calm mind sees paths hidden from the anxious mind. A grateful heart notices opportunities ignored by those trapped in complaint. Many people miss wealth because they are too busy chasing it with desperation. Desperation clouds judgment. Fear weakens wisdom, but stillness sharpens vision. Imagine a lake disturbed by violent winds. Its surface becomes unclear, unable to reflect the moon. But when the lake becomes still, the reflection appears naturally. The human mind works the same way. Wealth often comes to those who cultivate clarity, patience, and trust. This does not mean sitting idle beneath a tree waiting for gold to fall from the sky. Action is necessary, but action guided by inner peace becomes powerful. When faith leads effort, the smallest opportunity can become a mountain of abundance. A single idea can transform a lifetime. A single connection can open doors unseen for years. Many chase wealth with greed, believing money alone will end suffering. Yet greed creates endless hunger. The more it consumes, the emptier it becomes. True prosperity enters the life of one who already feels whole within. Such a person does not cling desperately to success. They move with confidence because they understand that abundance flows naturally toward a peaceful spirit. Wealth begins in the mind. True abundance starts with inner belief, peaceful thinking, and a mindset free from fear and scarcity. Most people spend their lives searching for wealth in the outside world. They chase opportunities, compare themselves to others, and believe success belongs only to those with special luck or power. Yet before wealth can appear in the hands, it must first be created in the mind. The outer world is often a reflection of the inner one. A person who lives with fear, doubt, and constant thoughts of scarcity unknowingly builds invisible walls against abundance. Meanwhile, a person who nurtures confidence, peace, and belief creates space for prosperity to enter naturally. The mind is like fertile soil. Whatever is planted there repeatedly begins to grow. If someone constantly thinks, "I never have enough," those thoughts slowly shape their actions, decisions, and energy. They become hesitant when opportunities appear. They focus on risks instead of possibilities. Fear clouds their judgment, and even when good fortune approaches, they struggle to recognize it. In this way, poverty often begins long before empty pockets appear. It starts with an inner belief that abundance is distant or impossible. But the opposite is also true. A person who trains the mind to believe in growth, opportunity, and possibility begins to move through life differently. Their words carry confidence. Their actions become intentional. Their spirit becomes lighter. Even during hardship, they maintain trust that better days are possible. This quiet belief changes how they respond to challenges. Instead of collapsing in fear, they search calmly for solutions. Instead of envying others, they focus on improving themselves. Over time, these small inner shifts create powerful outer results. Many people misunderstand wealth. They think it is only money, possessions, or status. But true abundance begins with a rich state of mind. A peaceful person who trusts life often notices opportunities others overlook. They meet people with openness instead of suspicion. They act with patience instead of desperation. Because their minds are not consumed by fear, they can think clearly and make wise decisions. Clarity itself becomes a form of wealth. Imagine two travelers walking through the same forest. One believes danger hides behind every tree. The other believes the journey will reveal something valuable. Though they walk the same path, they experience entirely different worlds. The fearful traveler sees only darkness and obstacles. The hopeful traveler notices paths, fruit, shelter, and beauty. Life responds similarly to the thoughts carried within the heart. Faith shapes reality. Consistent faith and positive expectation influence decisions, actions, and opportunities. Faith is one of the quietest forces in human life, yet it shapes destiny more deeply than many realize. Most people believe their future is created only through visible actions, but every action is first born from an invisible belief. A person acts according to what they secretly expect from life. If they expect failure, they move with hesitation. If they expect success, they move with confidence and courage. In this way, faith silently influences reality long before results appear in the outer world. Many people wait for proof before they believe in themselves. They wait for wealth before feeling abundant, for success before feeling confident, and for opportunity before feeling hopeful. But life often moves in the opposite direction. The inner state comes first. Faith is the ability to trust in growth even when the eyes cannot yet see evidence of it. It is the decision to remain steady while the future is still hidden. Imagine a farmer planting seeds into empty ground. To someone without understanding, it may appear foolish. The soil looks lifeless and nothing visible has changed. Yet the farmer continues watering the earth because faith allows him to see beyond the present moment. He understands that growth happens silently beneath the surface before it becomes visible above it. Human success follows this same law. The mind and spirit must first prepare for abundance before abundance can fully arrive. When a person truly believes that opportunities exist for them, their behavior changes naturally. They speak with more certainty. They become willing to learn new skills. They notice possibilities they once ignored. Even their energy affects the people around them. Others are drawn toward those who carry calm confidence because faith creates a presence that feels trustworthy and strong. On the other hand, doubt weakens action before action even begins. A doubtful person often abandons opportunities too early. They expect disappointment, so they hesitate when life asks them to move forward. Fear becomes a prison built entirely within the mind. Many dreams die not because success was impossible, but because faith disappeared before the results appeared, gradually creating success and prosperity. Stillness attracts opportunity. A calm and clear mind notices possibilities that anxious and desperate people often miss. The restless mind is always searching, always worrying, always running towards something it believes will finally bring peace. Yet in that endless movement, it often misses the very opportunities it seeks. A mind filled with anxiety cannot see clearly. Fear narrows vision, desperation clouds judgment, and constant distraction weakens awareness. This is why stillness is far more powerful than most people understand. A calm mind does not merely feel peaceful, it becomes capable of recognizing opportunities hidden from the restless heart. Imagine a lake during a violent storm. The water moves wildly, unable to reflect the sky above it. But when the winds settle, the surface becomes clear and the reflection appears naturally. The human mind behaves in the same way. When thoughts are consumed by fear, anger, envy, or panic, clarity disappears. Decisions become impulsive. Small problems appear enormous. Opportunities pass unnoticed because attention is trapped inside emotional chaos. But when the mind becomes still, wisdom rises naturally. Many people believe success comes only from constant struggle and pressure. They force themselves into exhaustion, believing endless worry will somehow create security. Yet worry rarely produces wisdom. It drains energy while solving very little. A peaceful mind, however, can observe situations carefully and respond intelligently. This calm awareness often leads to better choices, stronger relationships, and unexpected opportunities. There are moments in life when the answer cannot be found through force. The harder a person chases certain things with desperation, the farther those things seem to move away. Wealth, success, and meaningful opportunities often arrive when the mind is balanced rather than desperate. This is because desperation creates tension, and tension disturbs judgment. A calm person notices details others overlook. They listen more carefully, they speak with clarity, they sense the right timing for action. Gratitude expands abundance. Appreciating small blessings creates a stronger emotional state that naturally attracts more success and wealth into life. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces a human being can cultivate, yet many overlook it because they are too focused on what is missing. The mind easily becomes trapped in comparison, dissatisfaction, and endless desire. People often believe happiness and abundance will arrive only after they gain more money, more success, or more recognition. But a heart that cannot appreciate small blessings will rarely feel fulfilled even when great blessings arrive. Gratitude changes the way a person experiences life, and through that change it quietly attracts greater abundance. A person who constantly complains trains the mind to notice only problems. Even when opportunities appear, they remain blind to them because negativity has become their habit. Complaints create heaviness within the spirit. Over time, this heaviness affects actions, relationships, and decisions. The person begins expecting disappointment everywhere they look. In this state, abundance feels distant no matter how much they receive. Gratitude works differently. It shifts attention from scarcity to possibility. When a person becomes thankful for what already exists, the mind relaxes. Fear loses some of its control. The heart opens instead of closing itself in frustration. This openness allows people to notice opportunities they once ignored. Gratitude sharpens awareness because the mind is no longer consumed by endless dissatisfaction. Imagine two people waking up on the same morning. One immediately focuses on burdens, delays, and frustrations. The other notices the simple gift of another day, the ability to breathe, move, and continue forward. Though their outer circumstances may be similar, their inner worlds become completely different. One moves through life with resistance, while the other moves with appreciation. Over time, these inner attitudes shape entirely different futures. Gratitude also transforms relationships. People naturally feel drawn toward those who appreciate rather than constantly criticize. A grateful person values the kindness, support, and presence of others. This creates stronger connections, and strong connections often become pathways to unexpected opportunities. Many forms of abundance enter life through human relationships, yet bitterness and constant negativity push people away. There is another hidden strength within gratitude. It protects the spirit during difficult times. Hardship becomes heavier when a person believes there is nothing left to appreciate. But gratitude reminds the mind that even in struggle, not everything is lost. A thankful person may still face pain, but they do not drown completely in despair. They continue noticing moments of beauty, lessons, support, and hope. This inner balance gives them the strength to keep moving forward. Many people wait for extraordinary moments before feeling thankful, but true gratitude begins with ordinary things. The warmth of sunlight, a peaceful moment of silence, food on the table, the wisdom gained through hardship, or the kindness of another person. These simple experiences become powerful when recognized with sincerity. A grateful heart turns ordinary life into a source of richness. Gratitude also changes the energy behind action. When people act from fear and desperation, their efforts often feel exhausting. But when action comes from appreciation and trust, the mind remains lighter and clearer. Decisions improve because emotional tension decreases. Creativity grows because the mind is not trapped in constant negativity. This peaceful state naturally supports growth and success. Even wealth itself is easier to manage with gratitude. A person who never feels satisfied remains emotionally poor no matter how much money they possess. Their desires continue multiplying endlessly. But a grateful person experiences contentment while still striving for improvement. They enjoy what they have while remaining open to greater blessings. This balance creates both inner peace and outer prosperity. Patient action creates lasting prosperity. Wealth grows like a seed through steady effort. Patience, trust in the process, and disciplined action guided by inner peace. Many people desire wealth, success, and a better life, but very few understand the true nature of lasting prosperity. They want immediate results without patience, rewards without discipline, and growth without consistent effort. Yet life follows a quieter law. Just as a seed cannot become a tree overnight, abundance cannot grow without time, care, and steady action. Real prosperity is not built through sudden excitement alone. It is created through patient effort guided by inner peace and trust in the process. A farmer understands this wisdom deeply. When seeds are planted into the earth, nothing appears on the surface for a long time. The soil remains silent. To an impatient person, it may seem as though nothing is happening. But beneath the ground, roots are forming quietly. Growth begins invisibly before it can ever be seen outwardly. Human success follows the same pattern. Many of the most important changes in life happen silently long before visible results appear. This is why patience is so powerful. Without patience, people abandon their dreams too early. They become discouraged after small failures or temporary delays. They compare their journey to others and lose confidence. Yet every meaningful achievement requires time. Skills take time to develop. Trust takes time to build. Opportunities often appear only after long periods of preparation. A patient person understands that slow progress is still progress. Discipline is equally important. Faith without action becomes empty wishing. But if they refuse to work consistently, little will change. Prosperity grows through repeated effort. Small actions performed daily often create greater results than occasional bursts of motivation. A river cuts through stone not because of sudden force, but because of steady movement over time. There are many people who begin with great enthusiasm but lose direction when challenges appear. They work only when inspired and stop when life becomes difficult. But lasting success belongs to those who continue moving even during uncertain seasons. The disciplined person does not depend entirely on emotion. They understand that consistency creates momentum, and momentum eventually creates transformation. Inner peace also plays an important role in patient action. Many people work hard while carrying anxiety, frustration, and desperation inside them. Their minds become exhausted because they are attached to immediate outcomes. They constantly worry about whether success will arrive. This emotional tension drains energy and weakens clarity. But a peaceful person works with balance. They focus on the present step instead of becoming consumed by fear about the future. When action is guided by calmness and trust, decisions improve. Mistakes become lessons instead of disasters. Delays become opportunities for learning rather than reasons to quit. Peace allows the mind to remain steady during difficult periods, and this steadiness often becomes the difference between failure and success.